Steve hired me onto the Macintosh project. But at that point, we weren't living together anymore and not really much spending time together.
Mm-hmm.
He was having, Steve's life, he was working all the time, like from morning till night, work.
Yeah.
Always having business dinners. So I didn't really see him that much anymore.
What happened between the two of you?
The first book about Apple was called The Little Kingdom by Michael Moritz. And Michael Moritz was a journalist. Now he's a famous venture capitalist. Steve liked him and gave him permission to interview all of us at Apple. What happened is I didn't know that Steve was denying that he had this baby. I just did, because we hadn't talked that much. And I was a loyal friend. I thought I was trying to be a loyal friend. But when Michael Moritz had the Time magazine reporter on the line, and he said, "Oh, Mr. Kottke, I have just one more question for you. Does Steve have a daughter named Lisa?" And I said, "Well, that's not a secret." Uh-oh, it was a secret.
It was a secret.
Well, he never told me it was a secret.
Why didn't he want to admit that he has a daughter?
Who could say? And as his friend, I thought, come on, get a grip.
Yeah.
Get a grip, okay? And because I lived with him and his girlfriend, and I thought, well, of course he's the father. There's no one else who could be the father. What I found out last year is that Steve told his parents that I was probably the father.
Oh.
It was a surprise to me. But he couldn't really come to grips. He didn't really want to be in a relationship with Chris Ann. He felt she was holding him back in some way, and he was busy changing the world, right? Now, you could look at Elon Musk with his failed marriages, but Elon must be a difficult person to be married to because he's very driven, and he's kind of a maniac in the same way that Steve Jobs was a maniac. And guess what? Steve Wozniak is a maniac also. Woz is just working all the time. And Woz he's on his fourth marriage into the 80s. There was a whole syndrome called the Silicon Valley marriage syndrome. People who have started companies whose marriages fail for no other reason than they are just too busy working. And to have most marriages take some work. It doesn't just happen automatically. You have to work in a